Hello, my little fuzzy bat butts. Long time no see. It's only been one day. What is this magic that I'm creating another video so fast and out of nowhere? But I was very inspired by my sister, Bria. She actually has a YouTube channel. Very recently, she uploaded a video having to do with the paranormal. I watched it and I felt very inclined to make a video as well with paranormal things because I have been slacking this October. I am very willing to admit that I've been slacking on the paranormal and I've not been uploading as many spooky things as I used to upload. So without further ado, we're going to be doing a paranormal themed video. Before I get started in that though, yesterday I had mentioned that I was going to be shopping for an outfit for the Halloween ball that I have been invited to be a judge at. And basically what I'm judging is a costume contest, and there's going to be other judges, and I just am a guest judge, which I'm very honored to be. But I had to go pick out an outfit because I want to look nice. I don't want to look like I just walked in off the street. I want to at least look like I'm at a ball. And I found an outfit at the most unlikely of places. I went to Charlotte Russe. And you know, I find a lot of cool stuff from the most unlikely places like Forever 21, Charlotte Russe, so on and so forth. So for my bottom, for the outfit that I'm going to wear at the Halloween ball, I promise we're getting into the paranormal. I just want to show what I got so you guys can see it in case you don't get to see it. Well, I guess I'll be vlogging whenever I'm there. I'm going to show you anyways. So I got this skirt. It's a tulle skirt. It's actually, the waistband is super nice on it and it's very flowy. It's all just tulle. It goes about to my calves, to my calf. And it has a nice body to it, body-yaddy. And the matching piece I got to wear with it is right here. So I'm going for a 1920s style fairy. And that was like my inspiration for what I was doing. I wanted to do like Adita Von Teese 1920s or 1940s. No, more so like flapper girl fairy. And like, I really love vintage Halloween looks because they didn't try very hard to look like certain things. Like they didn't go full on costume mode. They kind of did like a glam look and they had little costume elements like ears or like just tiny little costume elements. So that's what I'm going for with this. Here's the top that I'll be wearing with that flowy skirt. It has this really beautiful embroidery on it and it is mesh and see-through. I feel like it's gonna look really cool together and I'm excited to wear it. It's quite nice, super cute. And what I'm gonna wear over all of that is this beautiful lace robe that I found there as well. And it kind of has like a Florence in the Machine, or if you've listened to Aurora, kind of reminds me of her style a little bit, but I think it'll be super cute. This goes down all the way to the floor, and the bottom part of the jacket actually has some really pretty lace, and the waist tie is this nice velvet material. So I'm very excited to put the outfit all together and style it to where I just look like a magical little goth fairy. So that is the outfit for the Halloween ball. If you stay tuned on my channel, you'll get to see it all put together in only a few days because it's on this Saturday. It's gonna be fun. I'm very excited. So into the Halloween or paranormal stories that I have for you. The first story that I have for you guys actually happened at an ex-boyfriend's house before I moved to California for art college. I was dating this boy, or this guy, who lived with his parents, and he lived with his family because he had 3 sisters. I think he had 3 sisters. I don't even remember now. It was like 3 sisters, and his bedroom was in the far off corner of the house, and the rest of his family's bedrooms were all together, and they shared one bathroom. And at the time, I basically, since his bedroom was far off from the rest of the family, I was kind of just staying with him and living with him at the moment. And that was like, we were together for 4 months or 5 months. I don't think it was very long. We were together for a little while, and I was staying in that side room with him, and I was basically living there. So every morning I would go to the bathroom to either brush my teeth or shower. And there was one morning whenever I was walking back, or I walked, so from his side room, the back room, I walked from his room all the way into the house past the kitchen, and his mom was making breakfast in the kitchen, so I say hi to her, and I go into the living room, and then you go to the, no, it was the dining room, hallway, and then bathroom. And whenever I was going to the bathroom, I saw a woman in there doing her hair. So I just kind of stand in the hallway to wait for her to finish putting her hair up in a ponytail so I could go in and use the bathroom for what I needed to do. And she was taking a considerable amount of time, and I kind of just looked, I could see her working on her hair through the crack of the door frame. And I was on a time limit because I had to be at work at a certain time. And she was in there for a good 15 minutes, and I was just playing on my phone, waiting. And finally I gave up, and I started walking back towards the back room where I was staying. And I walked past his mother again, and his mom was like, what were you doing? And I was like, oh, waiting to use the bathroom. And his mom was like, who were you waiting on? And I was like, well, there was a woman in the bathroom. And his mom made a weird face at me, and I didn't know what it was about because she didn't say anything else. She just made a weird face. And I went back to the back room, and then a few weeks later, the guy that I was dating told me that I really scared his mom because his mom and I were the only two people in the house. There wasn't anybody else in the house. And she didn't tell me this, but apparently, well, what I saw wasn't really there. Like, I saw a girl getting ready, and I was waiting for her, and I could see her through the door frame getting ready in front of the mirror, but there was no one there. And so I really, really scared his mom. I don't think I made a very good impression. My next story happened when my depression was pretty bad. I was in a bad place for quite some time. It was after I came back home from art school. I kind of felt a little bit directionless, and I kind of wasn't sure what I wanted to do next. So I came back from art school, and I couldn't stay in California because the cost of living was so expensive, and I couldn't get a job right away, and I didn't have anybody to help support me. I was on my own. So I came back to Oklahoma because of those reasons, being that I didn't have money to stay out there, and I didn't have time to look for a job. So I had to come back to Oklahoma, or else I would have been stuck in California, and I probably would have ended up being homeless for the lack of money and lack of resources. So anyways, I moved back to Oklahoma, and my depression is pretty bad at this time because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with myself and collect myself, and I'm also working a full-time job to save up money to move back to California and to continue pursuing my art things, working in animation. This is before I met Brady, by the way. Brady kind of changed my plans, but I'm totally okay with that because I love him, and even talking about him, I feel like my heart swell up, and I feel so loved and happy. Like, I feel like I'm where I need to be. But before I met Brady, I was really directionless. I was working a job to move back to California to continue pursuing my animation career. And during this time frame, I had a lot of paranormal things happen to me, but one things that stands out to me is because it's so vivid and it's so creepy. So I posted a photo for the October drawing thing that I was taking part in, and it was a drawing that I did of a creature that I saw. And I didn't give you guys exact details about this creature that I saw, but I guess where to start. So I was asleep, and at 2 a.m. I woke up with an extreme dread inside. And this was kind of normal for me at the time. I was getting woke up around 2 or 3 a.m. a lot, and I was hearing things or seeing things, and I was having things happen to me. And I think because of the negative state that I was in and my negative thought processes, I really manifested a lot of stuff because I was in such a really, like a dark hole that I had dug for myself. So, and I was creating a lot of art then. And actually, if you want to hear a creepy story about one of the art pieces I created during that time frame, go watch my friend Bria's video, because she actually talks about one of the art pieces I gave her during this time frame, and some really creepy shit happens with that art piece. But going back to this story, it was very frequent that I was waking up in around 2 or 3. But this particular night, whenever I woke up, I saw this very creepy creature sitting on my dresser. And I'm going to show you my dresser because I still have it now. But this creature was about this big, not very big at all, teeny tiny, not even the size, like almost the size of an infant, but smaller. Its legs were tiny, its arms were tiny, its head was ginormous. I'm getting kind of freaked out talking about it because it's one of those things that's scarred in my memory that I can never forget. And I remember its eyes were kind of like very far apart on its head, and they weren't level with one another, and its mouth was a giant slit, and it had its mouth shut. And it was just sitting on my dresser with its head tilted like this, staring straight at me. And I rubbed my eyes, and it was still there. And I like kind of grabbed my skin and stuff, and it was still there, and it was still staring at me. And so I stared at it, and I was focusing my eyes to see if it was going to dissipate or if it was going to leave, because usually it would dissipate as soon as I was like really focused in on it, because there's this thing that happens where your mind can project things into reality if you're not awake yet. And I thought that maybe that was the case. So I focused my eyes on it, and whenever I was focusing my eyes on it, it grinned at me, but its grin was like a really fangy, toothy grin. And I freaked the fuck out, and out of fear, I threw my comforter over my head, and I laid down in bed, and I just felt dread. I felt sick. I felt myself sweating. Like, I was so freaked out. And I stayed under there, and I somehow went back to sleep. And whenever I woke up, I said to myself, I'm never going to draw that. I'm never going to, because I thought about drawing it because it was so vivid in my mind. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to draw it, because if I draw it, maybe it's going to manifest and it's going to happen. And at the time, I believed in demons. I don't believe in demons anymore. I believe in nature spirits, and I believe in different deities and spirits that roam the earth. And to me, I think that what I saw was actually a nature spirit. I think it was like a goblin, or it was like some kind of fae or earth spirit. And if I were to see it now, I probably wouldn't be freaked out by it. So I finally drew it and posted it, because I'm not, like, it's not something that scares me. And I feel like whenever you aren't scared of those things, they don't really show themselves to you anymore. And my theory on what it is that it probably was like a goblin or like a nature spirit of some sort. And I am an earth sign. And my brother, I actually told my eldest brother this story, and he was like, it probably smiled at you because it thought that you were pretty. And I thought that was such a cute twist on something that could be really scary. Like it's this forest spirit, and he's never seen a human before, and I woke up and I'm like really staring at him, and he probably just wanted to be friends and he smiled. It was just a cute way to view that story differently instead of viewing it as something really, really scary, which is very intriguing. This is the dresser that he was sitting on in my bedroom, and I actually had this same jukebox that's from my grandpa on the dresser whenever he was sitting there, and he was about this height from the jukebox. So sitting from right here to about right here was the height that he was. And he was right in the center, and his little legs were dangling off the side, and his hands were on the bottom of it. Another story that I have happened, so my band Esoteric put out a music video called Necro Dancer, and we released it 2 years ago on Halloween. You can go watch the video if you would like to, but wait until this video is done, or at least give me a thumbs up before you leave this video. So Necro Dancer came out 2 years ago. We released it on Halloween. And we recorded the music video, or we filmed the music video rather, in a very old Victorian mansion. And it's an authentic mansion. It's historic, which means the city can't touch it or make alterations with it unless it's been okayed, because it is a historic building. And it is in Broken Arrow, which is where I grew up, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. For a brief moment, I grew up there. And I actually had my baby photos taken in this mansion, and I didn't realize it was the same mansion until I told my mom where we were filming the music video, and she told me that my baby photos had been taken, like my infant baby photos had been taken at that very same mansion, which I thought was super cool. Very full circle for me to be filming a music video there once I'm an adult. But I had my two sisters, Bree and Laurel, in the music video. I had, of course, there was Austin, and there was also Fish. Laurel's ex was there as well. So we were upstairs doing our makeup and getting dressed to film downstairs. And the upstairs portion had several rooms, and we were in one of the rooms that was like just a day room where you could sit and read. It basically looked like a living room up there, and we were all just sitting at the table waiting to be called downstairs to begin filming. We were having wine and laughing and sharing stories. And I saw a little Scotty dog run to the door frame of the room. So I turned my body, because I fucking love animals and I love dogs, and I'm all excited. I'm like, I didn't know there was gonna be a dog on set. So I turned my body to look at the Scotty dog, and as soon as I turned my body, the dog wasn't there. But I wasn't the only one that turned to look at the dog. My sister Laurel turned her body to look at the dog too. And so we're both facing the door frame, and then our other friends, they're like, what's going on? What are you guys looking at? And I slowly look at Laurel, and she slowly looks back at me, and Laurel says, you saw that too? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay. And I said, it was a Scotty dog. And she was like, yeah, I know, I saw it. So we saw a ghost dog at the same time enter the room, and as soon as we turned to look at the dog, it wasn't there. Really, really intriguing. I'm okay with animal spirits. Animal spirits don't freak me out. And we actually have a ghost cat in this house. But whenever you watch Necro Dancer, our music video for Esoteric, just keep in mind that there's a little ghost Scotty dog in that mansion somewhere roaming around. Who knows? He might have been roaming around in the parlor that we filmed most of that video in. But We have a ghost cat in the house, and very often I feel the cat rub up on my legs, and I think that it's Achilles, and I'll tell him to stop because he'll like aggressively be rubbing up on my legs, and then I'll look up and Achilles is over in the living room, or Achilles is far on the other side of the house, and so there was nothing rubbing on my legs. It was just our ghost cat, which we call Snowball, because Brady's cat that he had that has passed away was an all white, very fluffy cat. And that's the cat that we often see in this house. So I think it's actually Brady's pet that watches over us and loves on us. It's a really cool, I think that it's neat to have a ghost animal in your house. I'm totally fine with that. And actually, recently I was in the bathroom and Brady was on our bed watching TV. I was in the bathroom getting ready for bed. Toby was up on the bed. Nixie was in her puppy bed. And I was about to shut the bathroom door and I heard a meow. So I was like, all right, Achilles, come on, because I thought that he was going to get left in the bathroom. And I couldn't find him, and I didn't want to shut the bathroom door and lock him in the bathroom. So I was trying to find him in the bathroom, and I came out and I was like, I don't see Achilles, and Brady didn't say anything. So then I walked to the living room and Achilles is on the back of the couch. And I walked back into the bedroom and I was like, did you see Achilles leave the bathroom? And he said no. And I was like, but you heard the meow in the bathroom. And Brady said, yeah, I did. So Ghost Cat can apparently meow now, which is great. And we've actually heard Ghost Cat whenever Achilles ran away from home for a short time frame. We would hear Ghost Cat meowing in the house. You would hear like from different rooms him meowing, or you'd be doing something and you hear a meow behind you. It's kind of cool, but also equally creepy. So I'm actually running out of camera battery, but I hope you guys enjoyed these spooky stories that I shared with you, and that it kind of made the month a little bit more festive, because I have been slacking on those paranormal videos. I'll be trying to do them more in the future. For more paranormal fun, go ahead and go check out my sister Bria's video that I was inspired by, and give her a like, and you'll probably find a lot of cool stuff on her channel. She's a really good makeup artist, and she's doing a whole Halloween series right now of makeup. It's flawless, super, super beautiful. So that's about it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I put out new videos every week, and I have a slew of Halloween videos about to come your way from fun, festive activities that I will be doing for Halloween. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you again very soon. Take care. Have fun. Mwah! Tschüss. Tschüssi, and tschüss means goodbye in German, because a lot of you have asked me that. Bye.
E ha suscitato per noi una salvezza potente nella casa di Davide suo servo, come aveva promesso per bocca dei suoi santi profeti, il Signore,